So before I start this video, I want to show you guys. Look at my new rose bush that I bought. So I've got a balcony out here, and I want to put I want to do like a little bench right here and like a ton of rose bushes. They're really hard to grow supposedly, so I gotta like pot them really weird and make sure that they are ready for like winter when it gets cold, but it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to show you guys. So blank space right now, but I keep you updated. Sleepy dog. Sleepy dog. All right, story time, guys. It's been a while since I've done one of these sit and talk videos, so I figured I would do another one today. I've had a couple of people ask me a little bit more about my gay experiences and like my first gay experience, and I know I talked about it in another video. So I figured I would kind of go into a little bit more detail about it. So when I had my first gay experience, obviously at about this time, I already knew that I was attracted to men and like had some ideas of things that I would want to try if I had ever been presented with the opportunity, but I had never actually done anything with a guy yet. I was in Boy Scouts, and we were having like a Memorial Day weekend camp out or something like that, and my dad dropped me off at the church where we held our meetings, and there were probably like 30 of us scouts, and we were all gonna meet up there to go to the campsite. It was a couple of hours away out in the boonies in Arkansas. So drop me off and hang out with all my friends and get with my clique there. So we all like kind of group up and decide, oh, I'm gonna ride with this chaperone or this scoutmaster or whatever with my friends or whatever. You know, I was probably like 13 or 14, so everybody kind of clicks up, you know, with their own interest. Even within Boy Scouts, I hung out with a bunch of kids that played video games. I think RuneScape was what I was into at the time. So there was this new scout that had only been there for about a week that I thought was super cute, and we had talked like earlier that week, and he also played the same video games that I played, so it's kind of like, oh hey, he can kind of join our clique. I thought he was really cute. He was like half Asian, I don't know, maybe like Japanese, and probably half white. He was like a little bit shorter than me at the time, but then I was pretty short, so we were both little nuggets. I thought he was adorable, really pale skin. I thought he was really cute. And he played video games. That's a lot. So he like came up and started talking to me, and I was like, oh hey, yeah, you can ride with us. You know, trying to play it nonchalant. I didn't want to seem like I liked him or anything like that. I didn't know what I was doing. We rode with one of the chaperones that had this big SUV, and me and the cute guy and one of my other friends sat in like the very far back row, you know, because it's like 3 rows. And it was my friend, the cute guy, and me in the back. So like the cute one was in the middle. And it was a long ride. It was probably 3 or 4 hours. It felt like we talked about video games and school and stuff like that. I don't think he went to my school. And so then my friend that was sitting on the left side fell asleep. And it was just me and him kind of up talking or whatever. And you know, we stopped talking, and I pretended to like lay on him and like fall asleep on him. And when I did that, he like reached over and like grabbed my hand and was like holding my hand for a good like, I don't know, probably 10 minutes. And like, it was exhilarating. My heart was racing. I was so excited because like, I'm like cuddling with a guy, and that was just so exciting for me. And I was so scared that we were gonna get caught, but it was really dark, and you know, like your parents flip the lights on in the car and everything comes on, and they're like, what are you guys doing? I was really scared. But so I actually think we both did kind of fall asleep cuddling there in the car ride, and then before you know it, we made it to the campsite, and like we stir and like get up and like jerk away from each other so that nobody thinks that we're cuddling or whatever. When we got to the campsite, you like kind of like pick who you want to tent with, and our car that was all riding together was kind of just like, well, we're all here now, like let's just all tent together. There's been like 6 of us in a tent, 7 of us in a tent or something like that. They're pretty big. So we got there and set up the tents and put our sleeping bag and stuff in there, and me and the cute guy put our sleeping bags next to each other. And then we went out and like played in the fire and just carved wood and stuff like that, whatever you do when you're at Boy Scout camp. Just sit around and talk, tell ghost stories, stuff like that. It was a blast. So then it was time for bed, and we like all got in our sleeping bags, and I was really anxious. I was like, oh my gosh, something's gonna happen. Like I'm committed now. I feel like I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna have a gay experience, it's gonna be crazy. And we got in our sleeping bags and nothing happened. Like, we both just like went to sleep. And it was disappointing. Like, I woke up a little bit later and like was like, well, I mean, okay, well, we'll just go to sleep. So I went back to sleep, and then a couple hours later, really early in the morning, I woke up and he was like spooning me, and he had his hands in questionable places. And I mean, I woke up and like looked over at him, and he smiled, and I mean, I like how, you know, like when you're a little spoon, you like grab, and I was like, okay, so this is cool. So we did that for, he probably spooned me for like 10 minutes, and then I turned around and spooned him and did kind of the same thing, and got my own like fondling experience in for a couple of minutes. Honestly, it was probably like 30 seconds, but it felt like a lifetime. It was like exhilarating, and I knew that I was enjoying it a lot. So then we thought we heard someone like rustling outside or something like that, so we jerked away from each other really fast, and I mean, we were in our own sleeping bag, so it was fine. And then I think we ended up just falling asleep. The next day, I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe something will happen again tonight. You never know, like, we're still gonna be sleeping next to each other. You know, I enjoyed it. It would be fun to like cuddle with this guy again. So later that day, I found out that he had moved his sleeping bag and his stuff from our tent to another person's tent, because our tent was too crowded supposedly last night. And I was like, oh, okay, so he's getting like cold feet or scared about it. So I was pretty upset, actually, like more upset than I should have been. Like, you know, when you first mess around with a guy or something like that, you kind of get attached, and I did, and I wanted to like hang out with him again, and he didn't want to. So I tried to talk to him that day, but no, he didn't like have anything to do with me. I saw him on video games like after the trip, maybe like a week later, it was online or something like that, and I messaged him, was like, hey, you want to talk? And he was like, no, I don't want to talk to you, leave me alone, don't say anything about anything, that didn't mean anything to me, and like that I'm not gay and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, well, obviously he's struggling with it. Like, I was having no problem. I was like, all right, well, this guy doesn't like it, but I mean, I know that I liked it, so obviously that means, you know, we're different. So I guess then that was kind of confirming for me. I guess that made me like realize, okay, you definitely do like guys. And then I went on to have other experiences. Sorry, Mom. Don't watch this, Mom. Yeah, so not much happened, but it meant a lot to me, and like was like a changing point in my life. So I don't know if you guys had some crazy first gay experiences, put them down below. Keep it relatively PG-13. I'm still doing the contest for the submission for my cover art. The YouTube cover art thing is like really weird. It has to be a certain size. I don't know where the parameters are to it. The one that I have now doesn't have the little Never Stop Learning, and I really want that on there. I have gotten so many submissions so far, and they all look amazing. You guys are so talented. I could never do what you guys are doing right now. I'm so impressed. And then whoever puts it up there, you know, I'll shout it out or whatever and be like, oh my God, go to their page, whatever. Thank you so much for submitting, guys. It really does mean a lot. I didn't realize so many of you were like so artsy. I don't have an artsy bone on my body. You email it to my email address, which is in the link below. If you guys like these videos, the ones where I kind of sit and talk, give it a thumbs up so I kind of know if people want me to keep doing these. If you have any other recommendations for videos or things you want me to talk about, put it in the comments down below. Be sure you subscribe if you want to see more videos and you don't already. All my social media is down there. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll probably be making another video here in a couple days. So I'll see you then, and remember, never stop learning.